Hi, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Abbey Research Reads. I am Dr. Kristen Donnelly. We here at Abbey Research are empathy educators who are particularly interested in investigating culture, both popped and lived, to help us in the human experience of being more empathetic, having deeper emotional intelligence, and create with the ultimate goal of creating inclusive communities. This series is about books. Obviously, we read things. And about fiction, nonfiction, young adult, fantasy, romance, everything that we can think of that acts as empathy builders. We're huge believers in that stories are how we learn things, however those stories are presented. And so today's book is specifically about women and leadership. And this book, appropriately titled Women and Leadership, by Julia Gillard and Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who are two absolutely incredible international leaders. And they spend the book talking to other absolutely incredible international leaders. Now, they're all politicians. And Julia and Ngozi speak that right up front. They say, listen, we could talk in any field, but listen, we're politicians. We get it. This is the world we understand. So we're going to talk to other people. So they talk to Jacinda Ardern, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Michelle Bachelet, Ernest Solberg, Hillary Clinton, Theresa May, Joyce Banda, and Christine Lagarde. Some of those names you may know, and some of them you may not. Some of them make me go, because I don't personally agree with their policies, but it's a really fascinating book of kind of the universality of the experiences of women in power. So I talked a little while ago in another review. It may have been on this channel, or it may have been just on my Goodreads account. I apologize. But there was a book by the author or the executive director of Emily's List. And it claimed to be about broad leadership, but then it was entirely about getting into politics. And there are so many kinds of leadership, and there are so many kinds of ways that women can serve and ways that women can be in power, that I never appreciate the notion that politics is the way that we do that and achieve power, because I do think I don't buy this whole anyone can run and everyone can run. And there are just simple things about life that don't let us do that. Also, I'm not called to be in elected office. That's just not my bag. And to imply otherwise is not a favorite thing of mine. So what I really loved about this book was the kind of space they gave to there's lots of different powerful women. There's lots of various kinds of power. There's lots of influence. We're going to focus on politics because that's just what we know best. The other thing I really love about this is it's organized by some hypotheses they had about what it's like to be a woman in power. They then take all of the perspectives from the various people they talk to and summarize that. Then the last chapter of the book is the real gift, which is here's the summary. Here's the deal. Here's the tea. This is what we need to deal with. So it's stuff like, yes, being judged on your appearance is absolute garbage, but guess what? You still have to do it. So we book that appointment to get your lashes done. Yes, it is unbelievable that you're going to have to answer questions about kids, but you're going to have to, so have them done. And I love that level of pragmatism. Anyone who's watched this channel or who knows Abbey Research knows that Dr. Aaron and I, big fans of pragmatism. This book is a lot of, yes, the world is broken and crap and solidarity, and we're all in this together. And here's some tips for how to navigate it so that as we navigate it, we can change the I loved it. Unfortunately, I haven't found that it's very easily available in the United States. I got this from a bookstore in the United Kingdom, and I will link below to where I got it and where I found it. But I really hope it's significantly more, it's picked up over here in some ways and people can get a hold of it, because the international experience and stories that they tell is also incredibly important. We don't talk enough about international experiences. For instance, I know everybody watching this channel was alive in 2010 to 2015 when things were really popping off for Joyce Banda in Malawi. And I would bet a whole lot of money that unless you already were in international politics, international relief, or knew about Joyce Banda, you don't know how things were popping off for her. But things were popping off. And it's a great kind of recap of what happened. The same with a lot of people know Theresa May's name. but you may not know the intricacies of how she rose to power, how she engaged with power, what that looked like within the Conservative Party, her actual relationship to Brexit emotionally. All of those things tended to get lost in Guardian headlines being very critical of her. So anyway, in terms of education, it's really high. If I was still teaching leadership in college, this is a text that I would have everybody use. And in terms of empathy, it's great because you really just get to see these women as humans and understand their motivations that you may or may not agree with, but they're still human beings and they still deserve our time process. And there's still things we can learn from them. So recommended read, Women and Leadership. I hope you can get a hold of it. And if you do, and you've got some thoughts, make sure to come back and tell me below. In the meantime, I am Dr. Kristen. This has been Abbey Research Reads, and I'll see you guys next time.